What are some points you can give me, like when I argue with my vegan friends?
We can look at all the nutrients in red meat. Red meat has about 50,000 compounds, and it's not just some protein and fat and a few vitamins. There are literally 50,000 compounds found in red meat, some of those which are very important to health, which are often found to be low in people on plant-based diets. Those things include things like choline. Choline is important for brain function and brain development. There are things like carnitine. Carnitine, again, we can make it, but we only make a small amount. We get most of it from our what we consume in the diet, and you can almost not get any. There's very few plant sources of carnitine. In fact, I think the only one I'm aware of is maybe asparagus, but it's abundant in meat, and that has also been low carnitine levels are associated with depression. There was a recent study, a meta-analysis looking at children's cognitive performance, where beef was shown to improve cognitive performance really across the board in just about every category, whether it's math skills, spatial recognition skills, memory, linguistics, vocabulary, on and on and on. So beef provides a huge advantage in that regard. Most people, one of the most common deficiencies in the world is iron deficiency anemia. Most people have a hard time with iron. The iron coming in plant foods is not as bioavailable as you can get it in things like red meat, which are plentiful with heme iron. Red meat, particularly in cholesterol, there's no cholesterol in plant foods. And so cholesterol has been shown repeatedly to provide increased anabolism. So we can build more muscle when we consume cholesterol. So it's not just about protein, it's about other things. Meat is very satiating. From a volume standpoint, you can get a tremendous amount of nutrition in a small amount of food.
Very dense, yeah.
It's very dense. It doesn't tend to cause digestive upset. Many plant-based people often suffer from, those call it bloating, which is they normalize it, but it's not normal. You shouldn't be bloating after your meals. That is a sign of gut dysfunction, problematic with your gut or problems with the food you're eating. And so for gut health, we see that vegans and vegetarians unequivocally have higher rates of mental illness. We just know it, whether it's depression, anxiety, and various different mental health disorders. That clearly shows a link. We know that vegans and vegetarians have a higher fracture risk. One recent study showed a 43% increase in fracture risk. The EPIC Oxford study analysis showed that all fractures for all causes, vegan diets increase that significantly. We also know that there is significant, meat has so many compounds. Like I mentioned, there's 50,000. We can look at things like carnicine. Carnicine is pretty important for cardiac function. It's also not found in any plant compounds. On and on. Things like taurine, for instance. Taurine has been linked to improvements in cardiac health and prevention in Alzheimer's. Again, you cannot get taurine from a plant-based diet. So all these things that are found either in red meat or meat in general are so important for human optimization, if you will, that you can't get from a plant-based diet.
Thanks for watching this video. Be sure to hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe to Burrow Sound.